Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So let's discuss the full stack web development roadmap into this session. Let's begin with the specific part of it. So coming back to the roadmap for 2024 for the full stack web development. So I assume you people are a specific beginner or even if you are an experienced or professional. So this is valid for everyone. So we'll see from where we have to start with over there. So coming back to the concept, so what is first of all, what is the full stack web development course? What is full stack? What all the technologies are going to come under the full stack web development? So when you talk about the full stack, the first and foremost, we are going to have the front end part, right? The first and foremost, we are going to have the front end technologies over there. Then we are going to have the back end technologies. So I want all of you guys to take your notes on it and work accordingly how we are discussing over there. So we have a front end, we have a back end, and the last one will be having a database. So we'll be having a database over here. So starting from the front end part, so always I suggest you guys to start with the front end technology because it's like containing like creating a design, creating a front end pages. So that is going to be one creativity and you'll be getting kind of an interest over there. So when you start with the directly a programming languages, it will be little bit kind of messy, like you'll be many people will go step back or like that. So I don't want that to happen. So let's start with the front end technologies first. You have to start with over there. So in the front end technology, first we need to learn the HTML page over here. So what is HTML? Hypertext Markup Language, which is a structure, that is a skeleton of your website. Okay, so that's how to create a skeleton of any kind of a website. If you are seeing this specific website, it's kind of a skeleton, there will be a skeleton of it. So how you have to prepare that one, how you are going to prepare it? So by using a HTML, we are going to prepare this skeleton of it. So once we cover up, once we specifically learn the HTML thing, then we need to start with the CSS part. We need to start with the CSS, that is a cascading style sheet, to give the specific coloring for the structure. So once the structure is created, you need to tell like what is the color of the button, what is the specific size and padding margin. So all the things you are going to learn with the CSS. So once you cover up with the CSS part, then I want you guys to start with the Bootstrap over here. So what is Bootstrap? Bootstrap is a CSS framework. So just it's kind of a framework community. So directly you can copy paste the entire code of a front end and you can create a website in a very specific manner, like within a 5 minutes you can able to create one landing page. So all the things can be achieved using a Bootstrap over here. So you'll be while learning process, so you'll be understanding what is Bootstrap. It's basically a CSS framework, as I said. Directly you can integrate all the components and start building the website over there. So this is a shortcut I'm just providing you first, that is HTML, CSS and a Bootstrap. So once you cover up with the Bootstrap, then you need to run neatly thoroughly with the JavaScript. So you have to learn the JavaScript. So I'm not telling you need to entirely you have to learn with all these technologies. At least the basic concept you have to start with. For starting purpose, for the ignition purpose, you can start with, and whichever the components which we use in the real time world, like buttons, forms and cards, and these all the things we are going to use it into the daily lives, like for the website. So these are all the things you need to understand and you need to be able to prepare. You need to able to create all these technologies using these technologies, those specific components. So once you learn HTML, CSS, Bootstrap and the JavaScript, so like I'm just basics to advanced level, you can start learn with the JavaScript. So once you learn this one, so you'll become a front end developer. So you'll be having one thorough knowledge on how the front end pages can be created. So if I talk about this website, my website, so you'll be getting like how to create an images, how to add this kind of an animations, and how to create this kind of cards, and how if I just click on to the no more, you can see how we can create these specific sections using Bootstrap. So all these things you are going to be learning over there and you'll be getting a knowledge on it. So once you have a knowledge on a front end, next you need to start with the back end part over there. So in the back end, first of all, we need to learn one specific programming language. A programming language, you can start with Java programming. You can start with the Java programming, or you can start with the Python programming language. So it's your choice which you want to start with. Either you can start with Java or you can start with the Python programming language over here. So once you start with the Java or a Python programming language, learn end-to-end specific thing like what is the basics, variables, data types, loops, conditional statements, and you'll be having object-oriented programming, and you can see the collections in Java. So all those things you have to learn it with this specific one. So once we complete this specific any one programming language, so anyway, starting with the Python programming. If you are learning a Python programming, then learn the Flask framework. So Flask is basically to create a web application. We are going to use the frameworks to create a web pages. So either a Flask, or you can start with the Django framework. You can run any one of the framework if you are starting with the Python programming language, or if you are starting with the Java programming language, you need to run the Spring framework, Spring MVC or Spring Boot. So you can start with the, after once you learn Java, you need to run the specific framework of the Spring framework. You have to run it over here. So this is the main two specific frameworks you have to start with over there. Okay, so once you complete this one, then coming back to the database. So as a beginner, you have to always start with the SQL, structured query language. So once you learn specific structured query language, you will be able to write how to create a database, insert operation, read operation, update operation, delete operation, joins, and like how you can get the data from the database and database connectivity. So all those things you can learn with the SQL or MySQL. You can start with SQL, either a MySQL over here. So anything you can start with over there. So once you start with this specific thing, so you'll be having all the knowledge on now. Now you'll be having one specific idea into your mind, like for a front end, okay, these are all the technologies which we are going to use, and for the back end, this is the technologies we are going to use. For the database, these are the database we are going to use. And once you have a clear idea onto the technologies, now coming back to building a one specific website. So create your portfolio, over here. So create this specific portfolio. So how we are going to create a portfolio? So start with use the bootstrap framework, and little bit of your own CSS and little bit of your own specific JavaScript. You can integrate with the bootstrap that comes into over there. So then start building your portfolio using Python Flask or a Python Django over here. So you can build your own portfolio using this. When you're using a Python Django, default you'll be getting a SQLite 3 database. When you're working with the Python Flask, you need to use SQL or a MySQL or any other database to store your data over there. So create your own portfolio using a bootstrap and the specific technologies over here. So once you have created the portfolio, and if you are using a Java, you can use Java Spring for creating your as a backend. And for a front end, this is going to remain as it is, a bootstrap or HTML, CSS or a JavaScript. Okay, so this is a basic terminology foundation I am just telling you right now, not in a very advanced level. So once you have completed all these things, once you have built your portfolio, now you need to build one step forward. You need to go to one step forward over here. So you need to come back to the front end. You need to go one step forward to start learning with the React.js. Start with the React.js or a AngularJS. Or Angular or a React.js. You can learn any of the JavaScript library or a framework for making the web page more consistent. Like if you see my portfolio, you can see, if I show you my portfolio over here, when I go from one page to another page, the page is not going to get refreshed. Only the entire content is just going to change. You can see when I click onto here, just the content is getting changed. The whole page is not getting refreshed. So my website I have built using React. So you can create such kind of a more beautiful website by using these specific technologies, a React.js or a Angular over there. Okay, so this is one of the thing. Then coming back to the backend. So coming back to the backend, so you need to learn with the Node.js. Start learning Node.js, Express.js, and the Node.js, Express.js you can start learning with. So it is JavaScript, you will be coming into the JavaScript kind. So when you are having a Node.js and the JavaScript, basically when you want to start with Node.js or an Express, a JavaScript background is very important. Okay, or else you cannot able to go ahead with this specific node or Express over there. Okay, so once you done with them, then coming back to the database, then one step forward, start learning the MongoDB over here. So once you learn this MongoDB, so you'll become you'll become an entire full stack developer. You'll be knowing like maximum technologies which are going to use into the current IT industries. Okay, so this is going to be a very plus point for you guys. Okay, this is all you can have to start with the roadmap for the 2024, and in the end of the 2024 you will be like, I cannot assure you can learn everything with the end of the 2024, but if you will, definitely 100% will be able to have a very great knowledge onto all the technologies which you are seeing onto the specific screen over right now. Okay, so and create a timelines for it. Create the specific timelines for it. So create a specific timeline. So for a specific front end development, for a front end FD, for a front end development, you can at least spend for an HTML. You can spend at least 1 week over here. Within a 1 week you can learn it, and CSS take a team at least 3 weeks of time to create a number of projects with this. And for the JavaScript, as it is a main basic foundation of the programming world, at least spend 2 months for it. Spend 2 months for the JavaScript. So within a 3 month, you will become one full stack development. And along with that, for a bootstrap. So for a bootstrap, maximum a 1 week time is very sufficient for a bootstrap, because it is very easy to learn it over there. Okay. So if you invest 3 months, for the front end development, you will become one front end developer. A good front end developer you will be able to become over here. Okay. So then invest 3 months for learning any one of the programming language plus framework, like either a Flask or a Django or a Spring MVC. Invest 3 months for this one, invest 3 months for this specific programming language, and remaining we have still 6 months we are having in the hand. Once you are investing 6 months, you will be having an entire overview into your mind. Okay. And spend at least 1 month for the learning SQL or MySQL over there. And once you learn, 7 months is done already. Okay. And just use 1 month to build the portfolio. Build your portfolio. It should be an amazing portfolio, and plus 2 to 3 projects using all the technologies which you have learned. Start building one specific over here. Okay. So after this, you will be having left out with the 4 month. In the 4 month, you can learn, at least spend 2 months for learning the React.js over there. Okay. Then coming back to the rest 2 months, you can learn with the any one of the Node.js. You can start with the Node or Express. That basically I'm just going to MERN stack over here. Man is M stand for MongoDB, Express.js, React you have learned, and a Node.js over there. Okay. So you can use this specific timeline for 2024. In this specific year, you will be able to become a complete full stack web developer by learning all these specific technologies over there. Now coming back to the things like from where you have to learn it over here. So a lot of YouTube channels and a lot of specific courses are there. A number of things are there. So whichever you feel good, you can start ahead with this. So basically start with the YouTube channel itself, because it's free. You can refer my channel or you can refer any other channels, which is best. It's your choice. Basically from where you can understand better, you can start ahead with. And in my channel, you will be able to see the HTML, the basic CSS one thing, and mainly on JavaScript also I have. And coming back to the Python, we have Python, Flask, Django. So you can refer my specific channel for learning either a Flask or a Django end to end, and I have taught very well with the great projects. And even a JavaScript and SQL also I have taught some basics things. You can start learning from my channel as well. So if you want to visit my channel, you can directly go to this specific AIK Pro Coder and just go to the playlist. So you'll be able to see the specific playlist over here. You can see they have a playlist over here, and for learning Python, entire learning one Python programming language, and how to run Django in one video, how to create the specific DBMS mini projects. All my DBMS mini projects I have created using Python Flask. You can refer that specific thing as well over there. Okay. And you can visit my website as well. You can see the project section. There are a lot of projects I have been posted over here. So once you learn, you can, based over whichever the technologies you are learning it, you can select the project and download it and make it run into your system. I have shown you how to install it, run it, everything. So you'll get one clear-cut idea, so that at least you can start with your programming career into the full stack development course over there. I hope this video got helpful for you. So if you are liking this, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Take care. Bye bye.